Could there actually be talks of a potential swap deal with Mudryk coming to Arsenal and Smith-Rowe going to Chelsea? Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you love being kept up to date with daily Arsenal transfer news vids, this is a place for you. Make sure you subscribe down below on my road to 5,000 subscribers, and importantly, hit the notification button so you don't miss a future video on this channel. And please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section regarding this story. I'd absolutely love to hear it. Let's get straight into the tweet brought by DR Sports Media, and it states this: would this be the craziest swap deal of all time? Smith-Rowe going to Chelsea and Mudryk going to Arsenal. And this has surfaced because there's been reports that Chelsea apparently inquired to Arsenal about the potential of taking Smith-Rowe from Arsenal and in return Arsenal getting Mudryk. Now I'm going to be honest, I don't know how true this is going to be. If it is true, it's probably one of the craziest things I've ever heard, especially given the whole saga that we enjoyed with Mudryk during January. I mean, I was at the front of it, man, releasing all the transfer stories on this channel. I felt like I was invested myself, like it was my own cousin or something. But regardless, if this is true, this is absolutely crazy. So let's talk about it. First, does this deal make sense for Chelsea? Yes. Mudryk doesn't work at Chelsea. He just doesn't. It's been proven in the games he's played there. Yes, he's had one or two good games, but for the most part, he doesn't really work. The system that Pochettino wants to play does not unlock the best out of Mudryk. However, Arsenal probably will get the best out of Mudryk. I'm not saying it's certain, but probably. When Arsenal scouted Mudryk and were willing to pay around £90 million for Mudryk, that's a player you respect very highly. Make no mistake about it. If you're willing to spend £90 million on Mudryk, you rate him an awful lot. Now, Mudryk is best when he's at that touchline, left wing, staying wide, keeping the width, and running directly at opponents, just like Gabriel Martinelli does. So he would have been a Martinelli replacement / backup, or at least competition for that left-hand side. Arteta knew what he was doing when he tried to sign Mudryk. Obviously, the player ended up going to Chelsea. There was politics involved. Everything went a little bit crazy in my eyes. That's neither here nor there. They got Mudryk. We signed Trossard. I've got no qualms with that. I think we made the better decision overall and saved a hell of a lot of money. That's completely true about that. Now, later down the line, it seems as though Chelsea are willing to get rid of Mudryk and want to sign Smith-Rowe. Now, Smith-Rowe for Chelsea. Now, I do think Smith-Rowe is a really good player. Make no mistake about it. The thing with me about Smith-Rowe is he clearly doesn't fit what Arteta wants to do. Because if that was the case, he would have played him more. Look, I have no doubt about Fabio Vieira's quality. I just don't think he showed it enough times for Arsenal. And that's been proven. But that game against Fulham, right? Obviously, Fabio Vieira came on and for me was Arsenal man of the match. It was fantastic when he came onto the football pitch. When I saw Fabio Vieira come on rather than Emile Smith-Rowe, for me, that was a dagger in Emile Smith-Rowe's coffin to say, yeah, this brother has not got a career at Arsenal Football Club. I like Smith-Rowe, but if Arteta was sitting there, and this was before Fabio Vieira had the good game against Fulham, he was sitting there looking at his bench options. He had Smith-Rowe and he had Vieira, and he chose Vieira. That shows that Smith-Rowe is 4th or 5th choice Arsenal Football Club. Because you've got Odegaard, you've got Havertz who starts, you've got Vieira now, and now you've got Smith-Rowe potentially as well. So he's 4th down on the bucket list when, let's be honest about it, 2 seasons ago when we were chasing to win the top 4, he was almost top scorer next to Bukayo Saka. So it's been a fall from grace a little bit for Smith-Rowe. So if Arteta doesn't fancy him, I'd be willing to move Smith-Rowe on. Now, I understand that Smith-Rowe is a brilliant player. And I know I've seen his quality enough times for Arsenal. But I look at it from a career perspective. I do not want to hold Smith-Rowe back. And I understand that Smith-Rowe, at his still young age, has got sell-on value. So I'd be willing to sell him. Make no mistake about it. I do not want to sell him to Chelsea. That's for an absolute fact. But I'd be willing to listen to offers for Smith-Rowe because he is a young player that's got sell-on value and he's clearly not getting into this Arsenal side. So I'd move him on personally. Now, the Chelsea links, I'm happy that we didn't go forward with this. I like Mudryk. I still think Mudryk's got a lot of quality to show. He's just got very much a lack of confidence right now at Chelsea. And let's not forget that he's come from the Ukrainian league. Zinchenko made a brilliant point. The Ukrainian league is not like the Ukrainian league of 10 years ago when all the Brazilian upcoming players would go to Ukraine, then make a move into like the German league, Spanish league, Premier League from the Ukrainian league. Nowadays, the Ukrainian league isn't as high a quality as it was in previous seasons. So he's gone from the Ukrainian league where he's playing against in a farmers league to now jumping straight to the Premier League. It's a tough move, especially to a Chelsea that at the time was in disarray. Now, if Pochettino gives him a run of 5-10 games in a row starting and he still performs badly, then you can sit there and go, yeah, you know what, Mudryk ain't good enough. But he hasn't really had the run in this Chelsea side. He's been injured now, I believe, for the past week or so. Are we really giving Mudryk the chance to excel? Is he being, I guess, unfairly criticised? Now, I do believe a portion of the blame does fall on his shoulders. I mean, he's cost 100 million. If I'm spending 100 million pounds on a player, I don't care if I've got the best manager in the world or no manager. I'd expect him to at least put in some kind of good performances, whereas Mudryk clearly hasn't, apart from 1 or 2 odd good games. So a portion of the blame does fall on his shoulders. Make no mistake about it. But maybe he does need a culture reset. Look at these players in the past, right? Mohamed Salah, Kevin De Bruyne. They've come from Chelsea, done really bad. Then they've had another chance at another Premier League club, whether it was Man City or Liverpool, in the case of De Bruyne and Salah. And they've absolutely thrived, become the best players in the league at one point. Now, Havertz coming to Arsenal, I'm not sure if it's going to be something similar, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan of Havertz, and a lot of the Arsenal fan base is already turning on Kai Havertz, to be honest. But Mudryk's a bit of a wild card. He's a joker in the pack, Mudryk, because what he offers, very few players in the world do. There was questions about his pace. Some people believe he's faster than Mbappe, maybe even the fastest player in the world right now. He's fast, he's direct, and he can shoot, trust me. His finishing at Chelsea has been subpar at times, but I've seen enough clips of him on YouTube tonight. The brother's got a shot on him. He can wrap it top bins at a whim at times. So you look at it from that sense of thing, there is a player there. It's just whether you can unlock it. So if Arsenal were offered a swap deal for Smith-Rowe to Mudryk, I understand rejecting it because obviously we've got Trossard now, we don't need Mudryk. And we don't want to give Smith-Rowe to Chelsea, where we'd like to see Smith-Rowe thrive, but not thrive at a Premier League rival. We'd rather see him thrive abroad, like we're doing with Balogun, sending him off to Monaco, for example. So I understand that. But I would look at a perspective and think, you know what? Mykhaylo Mudryk could be a top player at Arsenal. I still have a lot of faith in Mudryk. I've still got Mudryk stock that I haven't quite sold just yet. So I do have a lot of faith in the man, if he can go into the right system and right team. But the way I look at it is this, man. Life has chances, and we missed out on it. And I'm fine with that. Because there's never ever going to be a case of one decision defining a season. That's very rarely the case. We missed out on Mudryk, we signed Trossard. Yes, in an alternate universe, we might win the league with Mudryk at our team and he would have bagged 5-10 goals before the season ended. Just like Luis Diaz almost won Liverpool the league when he got signed in January for Liverpool and completely turned their season around. Something similar could happen with Mudryk coming to Arsenal. That wasn't the case. We got Trossard instead. We saved £70 million, and for me, we got a really good Premier League proven player. That, for me, so far has done better than Mudryk, if you like for like compare them. So I've got no problem with that. But in an alternate universe, I would have liked to see Arsenal sign Mudryk, because what I saw in Mudryk in those Shakhtar Donetsk games that I saw the highlights of, and when I saw the compilations, and when I saw the way that his teammates raved about him, and managers raved about him, De Zerbi as well, I really saw the potential for a top quality player in this league. Top quality player. But look, potential's one thing, and reality is another. Nicolas Pepe came to Arsenal and we were all absolutely delighted to see Pepe. Oh my God, we signed a player that was tearing it up in Ligue 1 for Lille. Absolutely fantastic player. Comes to Arsenal and nothing of the sorts. Really a letdown, a big flop. And it's happened the same with Sancho going to United. Anthony to United as well. Wingers coming to the Premier League can be very hit and miss. The price tag obviously is extortionate because it's wingers, man. Wingers, strikers, they cost an awful lot of money because they are the game changers. They're not centre-backs, they're not full-backs, not even defensive midfielders. Wingers and strikers get you goals, and people pay to see goals. And getting goals is the hardest thing you can do on the football pitch. So they cost the most amount of money. But you still got to look at it from the aspect and think that it's still, price tag or not, it's still very hard to make it in the Premier League. Very, very hard. So look, Arsenal reportedly have declined this swap deal for Smith-Rowe for Mudryk. Obviously, I would have liked to see Mudryk at Arsenal, but I understand that it's one of those things. It didn't materialise. I'd rather now see Arsenal target a right winger, a potential defender as well, and I'd love to see another box-to-box midfielder. Now, signing 3 positions, I understand that this late in the transfer window is unlikely, especially given that there's two days left and we still need to sell an awful lot of players. But at the same time, if Arsenal have aspirations of building a squad depth to really compete with Man City, especially after the injuries to Timber and us letting go of Kieran Tierney, etc., Nuno Tavares, we're going to need backups in defence, and I still do believe we need a backup in midfield as well. So let's see what Arsenal do materialise in the last few days of the transfer window. As always, if you want to keep up to date with daily Arsenal transfer news videos, which I'm guessing you do since you made it this far in the video, make sure you subscribe down below. I'm already to 5,000 subscribers. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Would you have accepted this swap deal if you were Arsenal? If it was true, would you accept it? If not, who would you rather see Arsenal sign? I'd love to hear it in the comment section, and drop a like down below so the video gets out to more people on the algorithm. I've been Wi-Fi Boy. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Take care.